Hey, good Wednesday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majeski back with you here in North Georgia Majestic Weather Studios with your weather update here on your July 16th, 2025. Now, before we get going, we always like to say thank you and welcome aboard any new followers on our growing little channel. If you're not yet officially a follower, please give our main Facebook page a like today. Now, if you happen to be watching over on YouTube, you know what you got to do. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're alerted on future updates. Well, it's good to be back in the studio after a couple of days of training at the Fox 5 studios in Midtown Atlanta. For those who haven't heard, I will get to be a freelance meteorologist for Fox 5, so probably mostly weekend work, but looking forward to contributing there back in the Atlanta TV market once again. But don't worry, I'm not going anywhere here. I'm going to be staying here and keeping you up to date on our weather here across North Georgia. So let's go and get you your update for today as we're looking at sunshine, some clouds out there, but notice the difference to these clouds. They're bubbling up there, but you notice they're not really going vertical. You're not getting that. So it tells me the atmosphere maybe has a little bit of a cap out there. So any rainfall today and even I think for tomorrow will be pretty limited and very isolated. Seeing the same down here at Lake Lanier as well. The clouds are fairly flat and just not seeing they get a vertical lift out there. So some of these clouds are associated with that little tropical disturbance down running to our south, kind of spreading a little more cloud cover up this way, but still plenty hot and steamy out there. So this is still showing about a 40% chance for development. I really don't think this is going to develop it's too close to the coastal areas here the way it's looking right now, unless a new center of circulation is to form out there in the Gulf, which is right now showing more thunderstorms down here. The center of circulation appears to be right up in here into the land area, so you can see some of the clouds and some of the moisture kind of backing here across Alabama, Georgia, definitely keeping the temperatures down significantly here across southeast Alabama and southwest Georgia because of those increased clouds. But otherwise, not looking too bad here across our area for today. A few thunderstorms up there into Tennessee. No storms out there for today, unlike yesterday afternoon. We were tracking the storms that were kind of coming in to Atlanta and even down toward where the All-Star game was being played. But fortunately, stayed out there. It was a pretty good night for that event, and things not looking too bad here for this afternoon. All right, so let's go look at our regional perspective. Again, we got a kind of weak high pressure and control here. Here's that to weak trough and low pressure along the Gulf Coast. Again, a lot of the moisture is kind of confined down this way, and maybe that high, they're providing enough of a cap in the atmosphere to keep our thunderstorm activity at bay here for today. Now, as we look at our regional model here, again, we're seeing a lot of activity here going into this evening across Alabama, but not much there in North Georgia. In fact, I think that's going to stay that way again for Thursday. And then as we go into the weekend, I think we might see a little more activity kind of creeping up back and across the area. But as you can see, it looks like most of it's going to stay in Alabama here for today. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our forecast here. Let's go ahead and look at through the National Weather Service maps here as we kind of go through the next week. And really not going to see a whole lot of change. We're in a stagnant pattern right now. Just air mass thunderstorms day to day, a typical summer pattern. The highs are going to continue to run a little bit above normal. Normal high in Atlanta, for example, is around 90. We're going to be running above that here for the week. And it looks like this will continue into Friday. Limited rain chances here for the next couple of days. And then as we go into this weekend, I think we'll see a little more coverage area. So going into Saturday and Sunday, we'll see the rain chances come back up. And we're not talking high, so we're not talking about a wash-yet type of event, typically into around the 50% range, 40-50% chance rain. And then going into Tuesday and Wednesday, we're seeing, again, that chance of rain just kind of staying, kind of oscillating upward and downward. And then again, we're just that time of year where you got to kind of watch the outflow boundaries and things that kind of fired up from the previous day to see how it's going to impact the rain chances over the next day or so, because we're not getting any big major storm systems come down, and we probably won't, at least not in the near term. Maybe we would get that maybe if we head into August maybe, but for right now it's continuing to look very, very stagnant out there. All right, so let's go ahead and look at our forecast here for tomorrow. Again, Gainesville, you're looking pretty steamy. Not quite heat advisory criteria. We're kind of into the upper 90s to near 100, where you got to kind of get between 100 and 105 to kind of get that heat advisory criteria. We're not quite there, but again, couldn't rule out isolated shower and thunderstorm. 93-74 there. Everybody here kind of low to mid 70s for morning lows, except for a few upper 60s in the mountains here for tomorrow. Mostly clear for tonight once the atmosphere settles down a little bit, once the sun goes down. Daytime highs tomorrow, low to mid 90s, a few upper 80s in the mountains, 92 in Cumming, 94 in Calhoun, 95 over into Lawrenceville. All right, how about the regional perspective? Very hot up here. 98 in Memphis, ouch. 97 in Nashville. Again, stormy and wet here along the Gulf Coast from Destin over to New Orleans with that tropical influence there. 91 over in Savannah, and how about checking out 94 up into Charlotte? All right, next 7 days, here we go, is we're going to keep that low rain chance. Notice that's why I got the icon like this. Anything 30% or below, I just kind of should light up as that. When I get above 40%, then we start showing the thunderstorm icons there, okay? So, again, looks like 40% going into Sunday, 40% into Monday, and then we kind of creep back up toward 50% as we go toward Tuesday and Wednesday next week. So temperatures will be running several degrees above normal day to day. Again, normal high around 89, 90 degrees or so across our area, and it looks like we're going to continue to see temperatures kind of in that low to mid 90s range. So above normal temperatures to continue next week. And looks like we're just got to see what goes on. I don't think this tropical thing's going to be a big deal here. And the tropics overall outside of this one little system kind of still remain quiet. We got a lot of Saharan dust still kind of blowing in off the Atlantic. That's kind of keeping the tropical activity at bay here for the moment. Again, I appreciate y'all checking out. We are going to hit 7,000 new followers here on the page. We're creeping. We're chipping away. We're getting closer and closer to Facebook professional status, which is 10,000. So if you haven't yet officially become a follower, help us out. Hit that like button if you can. Again, the big goal is 100,000. So we're only about 7% to our big goal there, hopefully to allow us to grow the channel, to get professional type equipment in here, to get sponsors and advertisers, and hopefully with the end state goal of building a 24-hour weather channel. Of course, that is like step Z, and we're like on step B. So we're just kind of getting rolling here. All right, that's Shell's update for today. You guys take it easy, be good, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.